Looking to get into sports betting? Well, look no further than HedgeBetter. Traditional sports is rigged anyway. Here at HedgeBetter, we're working hard to create and develop the platform that revolutionizes the future of how we as a nation view sports betting. Traditional sports betting is designed to favor books and lose you money. HedgeBetter puts the odds in your hands, cuts out the middleman, and aims to empower a future generation of sports bettors. At HedgeBetter, your bet is an asset, and we give you all the tools to maximize your profits and potential. We can't wait to come to your state soon and help you make the most of your sports betting experience. In the meantime, be sure to visit our website at www.hedgebetter.com to learn more and sign up for our mailing list. To stay up to date with all of our content, podcasts, including Steele Nazz, promotion, and events, follow us on Instagram at HedgeBetter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on the link on our website to check out our blog. Everyone, even on Monday, let's have a day. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Steele Nazz, episode 68. Mike Steele laughing for the 68th time on the intro.
Of course.
Steele Nazz brought you up by HedgeBetter from our guy Justin Fine and everyone at the headquarters in Braintree, Massachusetts. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Tonight, we're one episode away from Magic Mike's big episode. But
69 coming in hot.
Boxing manager Ryan Roach on the pod, member of boxing's legendary families, the Dedham native, has put together a talented group of fighters that share the one goal of bringing home a title belt. We also went over the whole Francis Hogan thing. I think everyone's friends here. We also got into, him with his uncle, with Manny Pacquiao, the whole 9 yards. And you can fight on one of his cards at, Punch for Parkinson's.
Punch for Parkinson's in October, yeah.
Yep.
I'll be fighting.
The return of Magic Mike.
The return of Magic Mike for charity.
There you go. What do you think of the interview, Magic?
It was very good. I love the boxing guys. I'm jealous of him.
Did I say I did my research too much?
No. But he's got too
Now
much.
that I have you on the air, you saying I didn't do it too much?
I didn't say that. He said that.
Okay, well, he's
2 to 3 times.
Okay.
Won't back down.
Well, afterwards,
But he did his research.
Afterwards, we'll recap the Rams demolish over the Cincinnati Bengals in Super Bowl 56 and how we lost and we won on a couple prop bets, on a couple game bets. The Celtics are back. You can put question marks there. They might be back. They've won 9 of the last 10. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs. But, picking up White from San Antonio has been a big pickup. I won't dive into the whole thing, but we discussed that there. What do you think on the Celtics coming back, Steele?
I think that's an exclamation point, and you're terrible at reading.
I think I know that, but I think the question mark's better. I'm Ron Burgundy. Also,
Sure.
we capped off
Let's go.
on a great end of the bean pot between BU and Northeastern. We got into a little bit of the Kanye West versus Pete Davidson feud as the inaugural Magic versus Showtime debate came, and it kind of went, but it came for a little bit. And
Popped off for a sec there. Really popped off.
It popped off. It was good. It felt good.
Before I let it rip, I want to give our condolences to our guy, Danny Chow, his dog, podcast dog, came to us, the Junkyard Dogs in West Roxbury. I want to give his dog the respect level that it deserves. And Toby, rest in peace, passed away a couple days ago. I'm sure, if you walk around Quincy last decade, you've seen Danny Chow, and right by his side has been his dog. And I couldn't be, at least more happier to be at least in the presence of the dog throughout his life. And
Toby even made
awesome.
it to. Toby was in headquarters one time. He was everywhere. Toby traveled the entire country on trains, planes, fucking you name it. He went to Burning Man.
Yeah.
We haven't even been to Burning Man.
A bus, everything. I mean, he's been everywhere. Legendary dog.
Lived a hell of a life.
Absolutely.
R.I.P. Toby. Miss you
R.I.P.
already.
Toby.
We'll see you again, brother.
And I also want to give a big shout out to my brother Dan Nazz on getting married last weekend. It was a great wedding, great stuff. Thought I gave a pretty good speech. I think everyone else said so.
Nice work.
Yeah, there we go. Let's let it rip with manager Ryan Roach. We're now joined by boxing manager, Dedham, Mass native Ryan Roach. It's great to have a guest in house. How are you doing tonight, Ryan? What's going on?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing all right, my friend. Doing all right.
How's everything going with you? You just said there was a boxing card last week.
Mosley's on the Charles, I believe, is the venue. That's what it's called.
Yep.
Right in
in
Dedham.
Yeah. How did that go?
Went well. The house was packed. Some great night of fights. I think it went a little too long, but all the fights went the distance. you can't complain about that. So
Absolutely.
most of them went the foot.
Minus that guy Frank the Tanks, but
Quick,
10 quick shout out to Frank, 10-0.
yeah,
No,
he
that-
said his first 8-round fight and ended in a minute of 40.
Yeah, it was quick. It was quick work.
I know. I feel like
A little
like
anticlimactic, to be honest.
events
but-
like that too. I feel like a lot more like going the distance is like rarer. Like all of them.
Yeah.
Like usually some stuff like that happens where it's like 1 or 2 and done.
Yeah, that's honestly on the matchmaker. Great job by the matchmaker. They do the matches, and just so happened that most of them went the distance. Couple ended early, but that's good for them.
And your big thing is you started Fighter Locker, which is your management company for these. How many boxers do you currently manage right
Currently,
now?
I've just picked up a couple yesterday, so 24 now.
Nice.
Oof.
Let's go. Let's go. Fresh off the press.
How long has it been have you been in business with this?
2018, so.
Oh, wow.
pretty-
So only
That's a good little
4
stable
years.
right there.
And, we got like a Quincy South Shore fan base. Any guys around there that are on your roster?
The most local guy I got is Troy Anderson. He's Dorchester, South Shore wise, but I'm always up to adding more. But
Of course.
There you
of
go.
course. What's the method mostly of like is it like through word of mouth or do you just like put it out there online, different things like that, and these guys find you?
yeah, mostly it's been word of mouth. I think part of it's I'm good to my guys. Come from a fight family, so I know what it takes, how the game works, the relationships you have to build, and I think that's the key to my success, being able to add a lot of people, and some of them world-class athletes. So I think that's, it's humbling. They reach out to me. Unfortunately, right now, I can't take on too many more. Just they have to be really special. So
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, do you have like a shut-off number where you're like, this is too many?
I think I'm at it. I might have been
I
at
was
it.
24 is
It's
kind
damn
of that's
well
a lot
getting
of
there.
that's a lot of fighters.
It keeps me busy. Keep a lot of sleepless
sure.
nights. So
So is that like just going from around the area to like different like gyms and just like checking in on people, phone calls, the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards?
mostly during COVID, it's been all phone calls and
wow. Yeah.
checking in on them. I'm good at WhatsApp now. All the overseas guys.
Yeah, I saw you have Olympians, like a legit Olympian boxer. So
Yeah, he's actually in town right now. 2-time Olympian,
What's
Wow.
his name?
Lionel de los Santos,
Okay.
Wow.
Dominican.
That's a
out to-
great boxing name. That's a great boxing
His,
name.
his nickname's the El Tsunami. So,
Oh, fuck.
You know he's trouble with that
Yeah.
with that noise.
That makes Magic sound so stupid and frankly
Yeah.
bad.
I did a little bit of my homework, but for those who don't know, those who are listening, how do you get into the sport of boxing? I know you have this tremendous background through family of boxing, but just tell me a little bit more.
yeah, I mean, I was doing my charity Punch for Parkinson's, and I was with Maki DeLuca. We're doing a video shoot up in at Farrakhan's gym up in I forget where it's Stoneham, and
Yep.
we were there, and there was a couple local boxers, and one kid, Carrie Todd, reached, kind of, he was like, hey, take my number. I was like, yeah. He's like, hit me up later. Hey, we should do something together. So we kind of hit it off right away. And I managed him for a couple of years, and then, like anything else, sometimes and it doesn't work out. But I had plenty of other boxers, so I was sad to lose him. But hasn't really been fighting lately. But I still track him and still friendly with him. So
Yeah.
he
Good.
kind of got my mind spinning about the boxing management side of it. I really I always wanted to get into it, but it's a hard industry to break through, break into. But I probably could have gotten into it easy if I wanted to. I just
Because it's not like managing football players or guys in hockey where the money is made in just getting the guy in a league itself. You can be a pro boxer and not make squad having to be working a full-time job. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that can be tough.
Yeah.
On the other side, I know I'm asking you the question about how you got into it, but your family has a legacy there. I did my research with your Uncle Freddie. Just how did you? Any stories or like a perspective from there? Because I know either he. Just let me understand this more. So did he manage or help? Pacquiao. I know GSP was on his card.
Yes, I mean he's probably the most successful boxing
Yeah.
trainer there is in the world. He's a Hall of Famer. So at the end of the day, I have big shoes to fill, a big name to fill. So it's humbling. But he didn't. Pacquiao came over to him. They hit it off right away, and then they had a great run. But mostly he just trains fighters. He got into the management side of it a little bit, but he did get out pretty quick because it's tough. You can't manage and train. Some guys try to do it, but the trainers have to train and the managers have to manage. So.
No, that's like an endless friggin' that's Christ.
Too much time.
Yeah, just not able to do that. Absolutely.
Managers like having like 25 kids.
Yeah.
You got to deal with all their personalities, all their. They're always hitting you up. Hey, can I borrow $50? Yeah,
Oh boy.
And then you got like this fight week, and then this one's fight week, and it's like Jesus.
Yeah.
That must be very, very tiring. Or, the text messages must be all day long.
Yeah. All day long.
I understand the position you're in and, wanting to do your own thing, being your own person. But is there, from that tale back then with the rest of your family, is there anything, you learned from back then that you kind of integrate into your own managing or, outlook in the boxing game?
So I've seen how Freddie interacts with his fighters. He's very family-oriented. He treats them father-son. And I do the same thing. I mean, I'm a family-oriented guy. I try to treat them like family, treat them right, and do the right thing. At the end of the day, I make decisions for them based on what I believe is best for their career, and that's all I can do. And, I think he does the same thing. So I model myself after, same stuff he does. But my father was actually a pro boxer, too. He fought 112 pounds. He had 15 pro fights. So I learned a lot from him growing up, too. So
Were you upset that he told... I read that he said you couldn't box? Like,
yeah, it was tough. I always was around the gyms and stuff like that, and, I wanted to carry it on. But, I ended up getting in the sport later on, so I'm happy. But he was doing the right thing. And I look at my son now the same way, and he's obsessed with boxing, obsessed with O'Toole. He loves O'Toole.
Tell us about the O'Toole. This Saturday, like, everyone was talking about O'Toole. I thought they were there for Frank the Tank. Maybe that was just bias, probably by me, but, like, everyone I asked was like, this O'Toole guy from Ireland. That's why we're here.
Yeah, he splashed onto the scene. I mean, second pro fight, got him up in Manchester, and I got him on the card. It was my job to deliver the opportunities. I did it, and he seized the moment. He ended up with I think he had top 50 in the knockout of the year award. So
yeah,
wow, let's go.
I think I saw him post or someone post. What's that, like, Taylor versus Serrano fight? That's supposed to be like a pretty
30th.
And,
we're working
and he
hard.
might be getting on that.
We're trying right now. Every Irish fighter in the world wants to get.
Where's that venue?
Madison Square.
Oh,
Yeah, because that's like the biggest women's boxing match, like virtually ever, like without a doubt. Yeah.
Troy Anderson, one of my fighters, spars Katie Taylor a lot, and I've watched them a few times, and she can bang.
It's there, yeah.
She can
So
bang.
like a event like that's where it's key for him to have like a good manager. Like you have to. That's where you have to go to battle, and he just has to sit on his ass and do the training.
That's it. That's
not sit on his ass.
Yeah, we'll see you then. You're on the card, buddy. Let's go. Yeah,
That's
crazy.
The relationship to get them on the card is the hardest part. But there's rumors out there. Serrano, they're Puerto Rican. They don't want a lot of Irish people at the venue because they take over. So
I can see that. I can see where they go with
love
that.
the ole.
Oh yeah, no.
The whole McGregor stance.
Yeah, if one group's gonna give you a home crowd advantage, I mean they're definitely up there.
that's what Boo Boo Andre the last card he bought all the floor seats. Yeah, he didn't want any Irish fans on the floor.
What a move!
Smart.
Yeah,
You got that money.
yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Yeah.
Now you said the relationship to get your fighters on a card. What does it take to gain a relationship to get a fighter on your roster? So I'm not gonna try to get your secret sauce of how to get it, but what's your bread and butter of you see a guy, maybe there's a full set of a card of 10 fights or whatever, and there's this fighter who has a big knockout who no one's really talking about, and you're like very fascinated about. What's your kind of getting into that?
I mean, I try to, it took me 3 years to land this Olympian, over 2 years. And it's just, building the trust and building a relationship with them. But, obviously you got to look for talent, right? Talent's key. But a lot of these guys have a ton of talent that God gave them. And they just don't, they don't use it, or they don't work hard. So I look for, talent, but also work ethic, commitment, discipline. And character's huge with me. A lot of guys in the sport, some of them have character issues, and I've signed guys before, and like a month later, I'm like, what did I do to myself?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I want to delete this number so fucking badly.
You cut them loose.
Have you ever ran into a Jake Paul type character kind of guy? Would you manage him?
I'd manage him for the money.
Yeah.
Smart man.
That would sign that contract immediately.
Magic Mike management. I think you would too.
Oh, I would, yeah.
No, but
I'd be great with the problem
we
child.
talked to Rob Fon a couple months ago, and he's got a big camp with the New England Cartel, and it seems like him with Calvin Qatar and Tyson Chatier, their manager. It seems like they have a really family-grown base, which kind of speaks to what you're talking about with your fighters. So it's really cool to see. So we're Quincy guys. I know he's kind of Quincy Weymouth. So what was your kind of first interaction? You said you've known him since he was that was Kilzetsky, but Mark DeLuca. Because Mark DeLuca's had a very fascinating boxing career.
Yeah.
When he's fought on ESPN, even Kilzetsky himself too. Just tell me, if you have a story or just coming into contact with Mark DeLuca.
I mean, Mark's a great guy. I met him, 4 years ago probably. I knew who he was. We knew each other, but we really started interacting a few years ago at a charity event that I had, and he's been great to me ever since. I traveled with them over to England. But one thing I can say about him is his boxing IQ. He's probably the smartest fighter in the world. I would say just the way he studies the game. And he's gonna make a better trainer than anything after his career's over. So he's a great kid. He's got great character. Was a Marine. So but hats off to Mark. He's had a great career, and I don't think he's done yet, but. After he's done, I think he'll be one of the best trainers in the world.
Nice. Yeah, I think he's trained
the
Frank.
next generation.
He's got to go against your dad for that title.
My uncle, yeah.
He's training Frank a little bit. That's what I've seen too. So tell us a little bit more about your punch for Parkinson's. So it happens is it once a year? And
so we do charity fight nights once a year. We're actually trying to break into a few other markets.
Nice.
We're hoping to get into Miami, and I've been talking to a couple boxes down in Texas, hopefully maybe Miami and Houston. There's some big oil money down there.
Yeah, two quality places.
Yeah. So
good reason for you to get away from the winter.
I've actually had a couple. An NHL player reached out to me not too long ago, and he was saying, that he'd let me train him. I'd be interested in training him. Let a film crew follow him around, and get 2 NHL players in there to fight for us for charity.
So it's not official, so you
That'd
can't
be awesome.
tidbit it yet.
Yeah, I can't. I'll tease it, but I'm hoping it.
You're
I'm
talking
hoping it
active
comes.
Stay
guys,
tuned.
right? Active NHL players?
He just got out not too long ago, so he's still young. He just didn't have a full career.
Do your research, folks.
He's a tough guy though. He'll be great. If we can lure someone that he had a couple fights with a couple of Bruins players, so
Oh wow.
maybe we can get them in the ring.
So
Get some
is
Bruins
punch for
Canadians action going.
is punch for Parkinson's it's a boxing event though? Or
So yeah, we
charity
raise
fight,
money.
okay.
We raise money. Our biggest fundraiser is the boxing night. We anyone can fight. Anyone. I fought in it a couple years ago. We have people raise money and fight each other, and they're all pretty good matchups, safe matchups. But we have them sparred before. Mm-hmm. But they're action packed. They're only a minute and a half rounds, but
Nice.
you guys know that a lot can happen in a minute and a half. It's a long
Oh
street.
yeah,
It's a long street fight.
Rough and Rowdy's admitted, and chaos happening there.
Yeah.
Champion over there.
How did your fight go? Is it worth mentioning?
Champ is
or-
here.
No, yeah, I mean, mine was pretty good because I got caught in the first 30 seconds. I didn't go down, but it was a younger kid. My opponent fell out 2 weeks out, and then this kid jumped in, or 3 weeks out, this kid jumped in. He was way heavier than me, but, I wasn't.
Oh, good for you for sticking
Yeah,
out.
I mean, you got to do it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. But he was 10 years younger. I was 37 at the time. He was 27. No excuses, but, he caught me with a wild shot. I dropped my hand, made a mistake, and I didn't go down, but it woke me up.
Now,
Ready to go now.
I don't have the knowledge, but is there was there a reason why you did it for Parkinson's? Is there reasoning?
So yeah, I mean, obviously, it runs in my family. My uncle has it. But I took the program and we do, non-contact boxing with Parkinson's, people with Parkinson's. We call them Parkinson's fighters, and we give them boxing lessons a couple times a week. We pay for it. at various gyms throughout New England. So it helps the gyms out. They have membership. They don't have to worry about them paying. And then most of these people with Parkinson's are retired and they can't really afford it. So it's, good for them that we pay.
That's awesome.
But we have a couple of people that, the females will text me, hey, Ryan, I can do my eye makeup. I'm not shaking tonight just from boxing a couple times a week. So it's definitely, it helps them.
awesome.
It reduces their, tremors and stuff like that. They've dropped like 20 points in a year on their neurological scale.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
been good.
Wow, that's incredible.
I watched the show. I watched the show Ray Donovan.
Yep.
And they have the guy on there. If you've seen that before.
Yeah.
So it's a tough, really tough
tough, yeah.
disease, and it's a hell of a thing you guys are doing there to raise money for it. So it's really appreciative. And,
Absolutely,
good stuff.
that's an amazing. That's a unique thing to give them the opportunity to do that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there was never really a program out there to fund them, so it's and boxing's expensive, so
Yes. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
we were able
Absolutely.
to link up with Rival Boxing Gear. I'll give them a shout out. They
There you
provide gloves for us and stuff like that.
Nice.
So relationships through boxing have helped with the
When
charity.
is the event? Has the event happened this year? Or when
We
does
just
it
did it, but October 22nd next year.
Okay.
So sign-ups are up if
already?
you
Yeah.
want. Yeah.
Oh wow.
We
Get back.
start. We
Yeah.
start.
He's 1-0. He beat his brother.
I want to know. If I lose in this, it's charity, though.
We don't judge.
What,
Yeah.
what,
Judgment-free zone.
and what about the gala thing you have coming up? Is that
Yeah,
related to fundraising for Punch for Parkinson's?
Yeah, so this first shot, April 1st. We're trying it. We got Lenny Clark coming.
Nice.
Shout out Lenny. We're
Yeah.
good friends with his nephews.
Nephew Matt.
No, yeah,
Oh, and yeah.
So then we got
hysterical guy.
Billy Costa emceeing it, and
Nice.
Also a
John
legend.
Michael Williams.
Awesome.
He's a pianist and he has Parkinson's. So
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
yeah,
And that's at Lombardo's.
selling bottles in Randolph. Yeah,
Beautiful place.
That's a
Beautiful
showcase.
place.
That's a great
yeah,
place.
no, it's
I haven't been there since prom. Well, why else would you be there? I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, time to bounce back.
yeah.
A little step away from the charity. So you've kind of talked about how you're getting guys on your roster, your boxing experience. What are your future plans? In the sport of boxing, how do you plan on reaching them? Like, is it day by day? Is it okay? I got to get this guy to the big, his highest peak that I think he can get to, or is it about signing guys who are more, extensive, already have the resume type of boxers?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Sometimes those veterans that I sign might be help some of the younger boxers. Someone might want them on the card. Top Rank might call me and say, hey, we want this, your guy that's 16-2, and I can bargain. I can use that as a bargaining chip and say, well, I'll give you him if you give me another slot or something on. So it's all about building the right roster, the right stable. And but obviously my goals are to have world champions, and I just actually accepted a 10-round WBA title fight for one of my fighters today. So
That's
we'll
awesome.
Oh, let's go.
see. It's in Bellevue, Washington. We'll see if the other side accepts. But big start.
That's really cool.
That's what I was about to ask. Was like, obviously we want titles for all of them, but I was like, is there one that is like going to have the immediate title shot?
Well, that
like,
one's not official, so you shouldn't.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Can't reveal it yet, but I believe in all my guys. But boxing's all about opportunity. When that door knocks, you have to be able to answer. Like, Maki, he got the shot for Brooke, and he answered the call, and it wasn't his night. That happens.
But he went all the way to England, right? And tried making something
yeah,
happen.
Yeah, and he gained some experience and some. I think he gained a lot of fans. So that's all. That's all part of the sport. You gotta put your. It's a hard sport to make it in. You gotta put your time in, and your opportunity will come.
Yeah, before that was the perfect Bill Belichick answer. Like, you were just like fully in there. Like, I'm not gonna say anyone in particular, but all the fighters are great. And just great stuff.
What we were talking pre-show about like Ryan Kozeski, a fan favorite of here, and he was talking about like the ugly side of boxing, like, at least for the fighters. Is it kind of like that on the manager promoting side?
Yeah,
I got to assume because that's kind of what he was calling out in a way.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot in the last few months. There's a lot of snakes in the sport. You trust who you trust, and you try to give everyone an opportunity, and but unfortunately sometimes they burn you, and you can just learn from that and move on, and once someone burns me once or doesn't do what they say, then I'm pretty much done with them. So
Yeah,
seems
that's
like the way to do
see
it.
ya. Like
yeah,
not answering that call again.
there's a lot. You know what? Boxing, anyone in the world, anyone could get into it. That's the problem. And anyone can walk into a boxing gym. Like you could walk into the most popular boxing gym in the world right now. But so there's access there for everyone. So everyone's gonna go and try to find those people and find the fighters. And unfortunately, sometimes they latch on and represent people and hang around people. But
You just got to be a man of integrity on your side. I know you're doing it the
Honorable
right way.
man.
Yeah.
That's the thing too.
Let the
like,
snakes be snakes, and they'll get their names get called out eventually.
Yeah.
throughout.
most of the boxers I know have like never swung like a baseball bat in their lives. Like those are the type of maybe at someone, but like not at a baseball.
It's an addicting sport.
Yeah.
Once you hit fighting's addictive. If
Well,
you're like someone who likes fighting.
I'm just proving to his point that anyone can walk in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Like it doesn't. You don't have to be this like ground pound athlete. You can just be a savage or someone who's willing to. I've been beat up my first like 7-8 years of my life. I want to beat someone up now, and I feel like that's the true testament to the boxing world.
Absolutely. Like almost any Top Rank or something you watch, like they'll give you the lowdown of some guy coming out to the ring with like the craziest backstory you've ever heard or something.
Yeah, most of them come from different backgrounds and troubled past usually, or come from a tough area. So
Where's your gym? Do you own a gym yourself?
I don't own
or
a gym. No. I just we work with a lot of the local gyms. I work with all the trainers around there, but
Okay.
Manager, you got to be buzzing everywhere. Speaking of buzzing everywhere, my last question I was going to ask is you've probably been to some cool venues for some cool fights, not just, in the Boston area, but, give me a couple. Have you been out to Vegas? Have you been overseas? What's been you've been sitting back watching one of your boxers fight, or even just in general of being like, wow, I'm actually here right now?
yeah, man. Obviously, growing up in the fight family, I've been to. I went to every single one of Pacquiao's fights.
Oh, wow.
For probably, while he was reigning, like 7 years in a row. But
You see him in Mayweather?
I seen him in Mayweather.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got to go to that. Got to watch, see him train for that. Behind the scenes, and then. But the coolest venue I've ever been to was probably Pacquiao Margarito, and that was at AT&T Stadium. It was like pretty much new at the time. So,
Cowboys?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Tennessee for some reason.
Yeah.
That's Nissan, man. That's the Nashville.
Would
people
you say?
get down.
Would you say Floyd's the best fighter?
Yeah, I think
over like Muhammad Ali, or maybe because you haven't
it's
seen him.
different
He's
eras.
kind of like what
Yeah.
saying Babe Ruth's the best.
yeah.
never
That's that
seen-
conversation, I feel.
But Floyd was obviously great defensive wise. You couldn't hit him, but I think he waited. I think Pacquiao, everyone was like, hey, he didn't have a blown rotator cuff, but he did. I think if he was healthy, he could have beat him.
Who would you say is the most like must-watch TV boxers right now?
Right now, man.
Fury.
Yeah, Fury probably. Yeah. Fury,
Absolutely,
Fury's-
absolutely.
And I can't take anything away from Kambosos. He beat Tiafamo, and I seen him spar Manny Pacquiao a couple times. I was like, I even said it before that fight. I said, this kid, he could give him trouble. And one of my guys, Adrian Sosa from Lawrence, was in camp with Kambosos, getting him ready for Tiafamo. So, I kind of knew that kid could be a problem. He's got speed, he's got power, he's a great boxer. So.
Yeah, on his way. I mean, I think they're trying to set up him and Lomachenko in like June or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I think he beats Haney. I think Lomachenko might probably beat Kambosos.
That's the next name
But
I was going to bring up. Lomachenko's a bad man.
yeah, that's not the worst loss you're gonna have on your on your record.
and he's gonna make $10 million. So
Yeah, perfect.
And also touching on that, getting to see these guys. Did you ever see GSP in action? Like, did you?
I never caught him in the
Okay.
gym. I caught. He was actually in the same club as me when I was in my bachelor party.
Oh, wow. That's
Hell yeah.
Cool.
In Montreal.
Because speaking of psychos who have, crazy stories growing up, that's the type of guy that he
Yeah.
was picked on his whole life, ends up turning that into, being, debatingly one of the best UFC fighters ever do it. So that's really.
Are you a UFC guy as well, or? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
straight
I like
box?
it. I'm
Yeah.
pretty close friends with Rob Font. I know I bounce a lot of questions off Tyson Chadier all
Oh,
the time.
really?
We always, I'll ask his opinion because obviously he's been, the best manager
Yeah.
in the UFC game for a while. But
Those two are really buzzing. Despite, even the loss against Max Holloway, Calvin gave everything he had.
Yeah,
It was unbelievable.
yeah.
Rob, they both ran into two like Hall of Famers. I mean,
Yeah.
Like we
Jose
just-
Aldo.
yeah.
I didn't think Jose Aldo had anything left, and he after that first 40,
Unfortunately, he did.
Still there.
30
Still there,
seconds,
100%. Yeah, that was tough.
Oh yeah, that's when
Cool dudes, though.
When we interviewed Rob, it couldn't come off as a more nicer.
Yeah, he's
It
awesome.
seemed like we were trying to egg him on, being like, "Oh, you're gonna fight Dillashaw next," and he's just like, "I'm just gonna fight who they tell me to."
Yeah, the
Like,
next guy. The
yeah.
next guy in line.
Yeah, no, he's a great kid, and I talked to him after that fight, and I was like, "Hey, man, there's nothing you can do. You know, you showed you belong at that level.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not like he got blown out of the water. You know,
And he
some
almost
guys
won it in the first 4.5.
exactly. Yeah. So
When's the next big fight night? Is Dedham like the spot now where they're doing fight nights like monthly or something? Or
I think, I mean, not monthly.
where are your guys gonna be
yeah, I
fighting
think,
next? So we
I
can
talked to
come.
them today. They're going May 14th, but it's tough right now because no one wants to go in the city. You know, but
Yeah, yeah.
Denham's
The
close enough
vaccine
to the
issue?
city. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's get the Quincy Armory or the Marina Bay Sports.
yeah. Where can
Yeah.
where can we get the? Fuck, we need to buy a vet. Maybe we'll buy a warehouse or something. I don't know.
Someone said the Marina
Yeah.
Bay. Did that place close?
Marina Bay Sportsplex. I
It's-
think
it's
that's
like
still there.
open, but no one uses it.
Yeah, I think it's still there.
Sounds
but
like the
yeah, I don't
perfect
think-
spot.
Yeah.
We'll
It
just
does.
throw some chandeliers in there. That's all that's
We'll get a Winnebago outside for
Yeah.
the fighters' locker rooms. Yeah, that'd be
No, the
good.
Mosley's place was nice. It was a sweet spot.
gets
Much
a good-
better than that shit that we went to in New Hampshire to watch
Oh,
Frank
what was
the
that?
Tank.
That was that Derry? It looked like
Yeah.
some high school gym.
Garbage.
That was brutal.
Sportsplex. Yeah.
Sportsplex. There we go.
I like when you get the chandeliers involved. It makes it feel.
Yeah.
I have my
Feel
suit
it
on and
all.
everything.
I went to it was like 2-3 years ago before the pandemic. I think it was Ken Casey's it was at the casino.
Encore. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a Vendetti was the main
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
He's a good fighter too.
Yeah.
That just reminded me. Before we got on too, we were talking Rough and Rowdy. So do you do a similar Rough and Rowdy-esque type?
It's
thing?
the same type of thing. We do it, sanctioned through the state. They
Is
do it
that
in
punch
Rhode
for
Island.
part? That's
That's the
sep-
punch for
Oh,
Parkinson's.
okay.
Yeah, we do it for charity. They raise money for charity.
I didn't know if you did another thing too. I was like,
No.
how much you must be
Those keep
have
me
literally
busy
zero
enough.
time.
Yeah, right? Come on, man.
Andy's a firefighter. Shout
Yeah.
out to that.
Now, I haven't put anything on the spot at all. But if our friend who's the world champion of the Rough and Rowdy, just say he wants to leave Rough and Rowdy and try to get into amateur professional boxing now, who could he call to manage?
Lights on. Oh,
Yeah, like
he's my guy. He's my guy.
Oh,
we signed in Magic Mike Management. Keep an eye out for me. I've always wanted to be a
doing him. He
manager.
just fought Pac-Man Jones. That's unbelievable.
That's why I
He's
know.
making
yeah, that's
he's making
crazy.
some sweet money. Yeah.
Good
Shout
for
out
him.
Lights Out Lang
I
and
couldn't-
Frank the Tank and all the fighters out there
Yeah.
doing their thing, killing
Yeah.
it.
It's a hell of a
That's it, man.
sport, man. I just, it's.
You had
tough
like
to
8
get into.
fighters this
Yeah.
Saturday,
I
though,
did,
right?
yeah. It's
Wow.
That's a busy night for
It's
it.
called a yard sale.
And they all won minus one guy.
Minus my girl.
Minus
I
your girl.
brought her up from Houston, and tough decision.
I think that's when I got there during that girl fight.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one, actually.
Yeah, she actually trains in the same gym as Shakur Stevenson and those guys. In
Oh,
Houston,
wow.
so,
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's
is
coming
that
up
how
for
you
a
got-
fight,
Is that
too.
how you got connected? Because she's from Houston?
Yeah, she's from Houston. Her
Yeah.
trainer called me, and I didn't really have any girls on the roster, so I was trying to diversify myself.
You're
and
de- you're
she's a
definitely
she's a good
diversified.
fighter. Yeah. And I'm
Got
trying-
the whole globe and genders both.
Either way, I feel like with that type of, going 7-1, it might be 7-1 the next time, but she's not going to be on the losing side.
Yeah, we actually asked for a rematch. And the
Oh,
girl,
let's go.
The girl wouldn't fight her again.
Oh, so
Alright.
that's a win. So that you went
That's-
1-1
yeah.
that night.
Grow
It
up.
happens.
You lost, but the girl didn't want to fight you again. That's a win-loss.
I want to see which one of us from the podcast is gonna fight in this punch for Parkinson's thing because
think-
someone's
I
gonna.
think it's you.
I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty to get back in. the
Only
ring.
one of us is a boxer here, so it's probably going to be you.
I'm not a fucking boxer.
You got a
I
record.
trained for 1 month.
I don't have
You
a
guys-
record.
Fought my little
Were
brother.
you guys drinking before you guys went in the ring, too?
Just a couple, but is that normal?
Yeah.
Probably. I bet some guys take a
Yeah.
shot or two.
Yeah,
before
shot
they
or
go
two,
in.
yeah.
That's also another thing. So for
That's
the,
all I did.
For the
Nothing
rough
crazy.
and rowdy, they waited like all day to like. It's not like that
No.
for like a boxing, like
Probably
card.
much more
They're not-
professional.
Yeah.
Did you guys weigh in?
Yeah, but I mean, that was very half-assed. And I literally did drop 20 pounds before thinking like I had to. I don't think I had
That
to.
was
Yeah,
the
he
funniest
stepped
thing.
on a scale. No one
It was
looked
a-
at
it
it.
was- they were like, get off.
Yeah, they warned him about having
I
to
was
be the
dying
same.
for a meal. I was drinking water that whole day, spitting out, doing like what they do for fights.
And then it ended up
But that's
not
what made me
mattering at
want it
all.
more.
That
No,
was the
Yeah,
funniest part of the whole
nothing.
thing. And then we went to some, I think, Italian or something restaurant. You ate your ass off.
But that's what is addicting about fighting. Even doing it for that 1 month, even if it was like a joke thing, kind of. It was like, this is kind of addicting. It's the best workout. You meet cool people. Sparring's fun.
By far, best workout.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
like it.
you had David.
I miss it.
David Andrews in the
It's like
stands.
we're gonna
rooting
get
for
him
it.
on the next guy.
Who? Me?
Get your
Yeah.
matchup.
Fuck it.
We'll get on.
Let's go.
I'm back. Magic Mike.
We'll get on time fighting you. That's where it happens.
No, I'll at least fight and punch for Parkinson's. I'll get my info in there. We'll start there.
There you go.
We'll start there.
Well, Ryan, unless these guys have anything, I really appreciate you for coming on the
Yeah,
show.
thanks, guys, for
best of
having
luck with everything. And your story's really cool. It's cool to
Absolutely,
even
man.
just
It's awesome.
get it out to people and let them know that boxing is coming. It's
Yeah.
here. So
Bringing
good
it back.
stuff.
Signed Hagler's grandkid yesterday.
Oh,
so-
let's go.
He's
Wow.
He's not stopping. He's got events. He's signing everyone.
Where's he
We want,
from?
We want to. He's from Atlanta, but
Okay.
he was born up here. But
Okay.
we want to fight Ali's grandson. So
Wow. Now
Wait, do you
that
have- do you have
would-
to-
I'll be there for that. I'll be
Do you
there
have to
for
like
that.
fly there to these guys, or they fly here to Boston, or is it all over the internet? You sign these
he
deals?
flew up to Boston last. He came to the fight, so we met there. And
Because you had like a guy from Kansas City too that you signed. Or
yeah, those two brothers are good. They're I knew they were.
it's
they're
all it's just
national
crazy.
prospects, and some.
So his grandson or nephew?
It's his grandson.
Grandson,
James
wow.
Hagler Jr.
Hagler Ali. Let's go. That's awesome.
I think you get a lot of people pay $50. I think I would pay $50 to watch that.
I'm there.
Just the name itself.
Frank the
I'm
Tank
going.
keeps calling out Ali's grandson, but I think we might have a better
Who do
shot
you?
with
If
Hagler.
if Frank the Tank was signed to Fighter Locker, who would you have him fight next? That's probably asking like too much for you to
Yeah,
even
I
give
mean,
him
It's a
that.
very broad.
I'd have
yeah.
to look at some opponents, but I try to pick my opponents for my guys. Like two of my guys, I knew they would go the distance, and that round, like O'Toole, his third pro fight, I know I'm gonna have to. He's gonna move fast. He's already top 100 in the world in 3 fights. So
Wow.
That's
that's
crazy.
all like
Yeah, that's
picking
insane.
the right
That's nuts.
opponents, and I think that's the key is trying to get these guys built the right way. They have to get that round experience. So if I was managing Hogan, I would definitely spend some money and get an opponent that will go 6 to 8 rounds with. And I think they tried that last time that Maki DeLuca actually gave them that opponent, and they thought he was going to go some rounds, but he caught him.
We got to help him with his viral campaign and like get these guys. I don't know. Maybe go the Jake Paul route. I don't
He
know. I don't
tried
know.
that.
I want to help.
They're not going to fight a real boxer.
No, you're right. You're right.
They're making too much money.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Just
Frank,
keep the show going on. Yeah.
that's what you should do. Also, we want to just say, do you want to plug your social medias and everything? How did you get such a big following too? Like,
Actually, at first, my uncle was giving me some shout-outs with the charity and stuff like that, so I got some
you got some big
got some
names shouting
big
it up.
followers, yeah.
Awesome.
I thought,
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. It's a great cause.
It's Ryan Roach on Instagram, I believe.
Yeah, I
And
just
then-
changed it to @RyanRoachOfficial.
There
There we go.
Trying to get that
Ryan
big
Roach
check.
official, punch for Parkinson's. Brittany,
Love it.
what else? Brittany is his manager's here.
Yeah.
And how can they buy tickets for the gala? How can we buy tickets for the gala? Are we gonna go, boys?
100%.
We gotta go.
We'll set up the podcast there.
Could
Love
we?
it. Love it.
We got our first live show
We
coming.
got
We're
our
gonna
first
be
live show 2 weeks from now. Good time.
Hey, you can go on Instagram. It's in our bio. Or,
link in bio.
Or go on Eventbrite. There's tickets on.
And
there.
what's the date?
April 1st.
April 1st.
Fools.
April Fool's Day.
It's actually kicking off.
Oh, Lenny's
Parkinson's
gonna,
awareness
So-
month.
Lenny's gonna go off.
right.
Lenny's
Should
gonna
we-
go off.
Should we
on
do
April
that? We'll
Fool's.
have Magic text you and be like, "Oh, we're actually not coming," and then, or we're all just gonna show up and be like, "April Fools," right? No,
No,
no, no.
Gotta give us.
that's a
emails.
terrible. That wasn't a great
We'll
joke.
give you those, and then yeah.
Yeah, we'll make sure to share this gala event for April 1st,
Appreciate it.
and
Thanks, guys.
I'd make sure to go out. Lenny, Billy Costa,
Lenny, yeah.
all the fighters gonna be there. I'm guessing.
Yeah, we got some fighters. If Mickey Ward's in town, he said he'd come. So
Nice,
Love
What
it.
more do you need, guys?
Love it.
Make sure you're there.
Nikovic
Be
said
there.
Nikovic said he'd come.
nice.
Let's
He's
go.
in town, so.
Good stuff. Seeing him.
Hedge
on
better
Instagram.
will be in the house.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Thank you,
All right,
Ryan.
Yeah,
Have a good
thank
night.
you, buddy.
2022 is here. Do you have your resolution? Here's an idea. Make your way down to Slight Edge Fitness and Performance located in Braintree, Mass. Owned and operated by Coach Craig Kelly, you can be assured you are getting the best training around. Whether looking to improve your health or gain a slight edge on your competition, this is the gym for you. Group fitness classes as well as personalized one-on-one training are both available. Make sure to visit slightedgefit.com as well as follow them on Instagram at Slight Edge Fitness and set up a consultation today. It's time to get fit, so let it rip.
That was boxing manager Ryan Roach, coming from a legendary background of the Roach family. You know, it really speaks to a lot about his uncle, you know, being a manager and whatever for GSP and Manny Pacquiao. Just really cool road where he came from. And, you know, it's inspiring to see someone like that who, yeah, got the opportunity because of the family, but now is trying to, you know, do his own thing and make the most out of something.
Right, I agree with that. Just making his own waves and fucking kind of just making his own path for himself.
Yeah, trying to evolve and stuff like that. It's awesome to see. And just like boxing in general in the Boston area. Great scene these days. Great
We
scene.
always say whenever a boxer MMA fighter comes on, it's always the best interviews.
Not even close.
Because the hot
Maybe minus Frank the Tank was good.
I don't know. What do you think about Chris Matinho, Rob Font, Calvin Canders hopping in?
I'm saying not even close. The fighters are the best. Anyone
100%.
fighting related
Because
is
don't get me wrong,
I don't know, Johnny.
I love me some mainstream sports, but there's nothing like these backyard kids who, you know, had no chance at, you know, anything else. Even ask a boxer, or I even asked Frank the Tank Hogan, you know, like, did you play baseball, hockey growing up? He's like, no, I just boxed.
Jim.
I was like, what?
That's why you got to come to the live show. We got two of the best in the area, fucking right in our roof, right in your wheelhouse. Ask him anything.
Have a beer with
Not
him.
even in the area. Give Frank the Tank an opportunity. He's going to make it happen. And you see what happened when Bobby Lights Out Lang gets in the middle of a ring with a former NFL All-Star.
No mercy.
What's Frank at now? He put it like
10-0.
I don't know.
No, I know that, but
Double
like
digits,
I think he was like 200 best in the world, in the whole world.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not counting rankings. Let him fight someone real, and I can't wait to see it because he's going to knock the daylights out of him.
Yeah, can't wait till that's at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
1.
It's coming.
Don't
It's
care
coming.
about 200.
I think we
1.
need to promote Frank the Tank to get him into a bigger fight. Like we need
we
need to collectively pick someone and just bully that person.
Luckily, we have
We
a
gotta
live
get-
show in 2 weeks.
We got to get him here to do some content, though. I think he'd thrive in hearing some more if,
We'll get
you know,
there.
we got the opportunity.
He's got
We'll
a great
get there.
mullet. He's a great mullet.
We're moving on, though, as, you know, the Super Bowl was last Sunday. We're going to recap it as the LA Rams won their second Super Bowl ever over the Cincinnati Bengals in a instant classic, 23-20. Matthew Stafford gets his first, along with the Detroit faithful, as Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals bowed down. Still, I'll give you the first shot here. What you think?
First off, disgusting. The Bengals were so close. It was right there. It was there for the taking. There were so many plays. I mean, even like a lot of people hated like when they went for 4th down in the first quarter. Like I loved it. Let it ride.
Yeah, 100%.
See
You're
what
the
happens.
underdog. You're
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
you're
underdog.
playing with
Yeah,
house
go
money,
for the
you know?
throat. Yeah, let's see what happens. We're the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Even
Get
the
after it.
first touchdown, it was a halfback pass to the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Threw everything out there.
That's the stuff that wins, especially with the Pats versus Philly. Like that's kind of what made the difference. The Philly play, like the rollout, like fake
Oh, yeah.
plays, like in those big time game situations, you need to pull tricks that no one's ever seen.
Out of the shoot, my favorite play of the night was the first one of the second half. He just throws a deep ball to T. Higgins. T. Higgins knowingly just face mask Jalen Ramsey, who's the worst, by the way. We talked about that last week. Throws him down, catches, and basically walks in 30 yards later for a touchdown for Cincy to take the lead. And then what it came back, which was the difference of the game for me, was the LA Rams got the ball back right away. And I actually said it. We were in the same room. I was just like, watch this. Here comes Matt Stafford of all. He's going to throw a pick. And what do you know? He
Pick.
throws the
Bang.
pick. And then that was what defined the game there. If Joe Burrow went down, if they went down, got another touchdown, they got up by, I think, at least double digits. I think the game's over from there, but, you know, they cut him to a field goal, credit to the Rams defense, and then they eventually got the Burrow and, you know, Aaron Donald having I wouldn't say game of his life because he's had tremendous games, but he was the ultimate difference in that.
He's probably got like a 4th sacker or something like that. But like they weren't the Super Bowl. Like absolute kill shot at the end, the final drive. Just incredible play from
Still covered the spread, which was
naturally.
good.
Naturally.
Plus 4.5.
for Bengals, so I won
Yep.
that too. So
Yep, we all
I
won
think
it
I
too.
went undefeated this whole postseason. No
Yep.
idea.
Anton and Magic lost, not a surprise.
Was close. I was like when Joe Burrow got hurt, like the knee. I was ready to
scared.
just like go outside.
People are crying.
Yeah, I was about to stop like watching. I was about to be like, "This is all right, dude." Like, who
And
the
then I'm
fuck?
thinking too, like, oh, he's hurt. Like, this is the destiny.
Yeah.
This is what we were waiting for.
Let him play. Boy.
I
Let
do
him
have to
put him
bring up
in.
the elephant in the room of myself, and I Saturday night, even like Wednesday night, I had like a dream that this game was going to end up 23-20. So I put what was $100 on the 23-20 score for the Bengals to win. It was 100 to win 10 G's. So what happened? The opposite happened. The Rams win 23-20, and I lose my $100. Got it back with the spread, but ultimately, Monday's scaries of a lifetime. I haven't really had a lot of sleep since then. I was so close to winning that much money, and I couldn't be more upset with myself.
That was like
10 grand.
10
wow.
G's.
that was like 200 words to say you're a fucking loser. That was like all that was.
Anton was this close so many times. I was that close.
I'm sorry, but
I don't care.
that's too close. That's
Wait,
too
It's
fucking.
not really too close.
No,
It's the
you're a
same
loser.
score.
You're a
It's the
loser.
same score.
So?
Loser.
That's close.
I could have won a good amount of the fucking squares if the numbers
Yeah,
were
if I
right.
if they
yeah,
switched
who-
a few
who won the
scores, if they had a few more
squares?
Who
field
did
goals.
win on
Big shout out to SB Hottie. Sean Patrick Hanna won 2 of them.
I saw that.
Killed it.
Cullen?
Brian Kilcullen and Mike Moranian.
Yeah, naughty shout out to Mike Moranian. Fuck him.
No, shout
Mike
out.
Moranian, shout out Mike Moranian.
Moranian,
What were the
spend that at a
numbers?
nice local rub and tug. I know you will.
So the
go
first
for Pat.
first quarter was 7-3. That's what Kilcullen won, and then the second after the half it was 13-10. So Sean won that one. Then it was 16 to 20.
2016.
So Mourinho won that one. Final score
Final score,
23-20.
23,
SB Hottie won the fourth quarter. Big deserving.
Nice little day for him.
Sean Patrick Hanna. Yeah,
$50, he won what, like 1,200?
like 14, something like that. Good for
Not
him.
bad at all.
Such a great kid. I couldn't be more happy for someone.
rob him.
Don't go rob him. Kid's a beauty.
I'm kidding.
His Providence Friars lost the other day.
Should we get him on a call in?
Tough game versus Villanova. My friend was at that game, so I was getting live updates. There was 3 versus 8, and Villanova being 3, Providence being 8, chance to go up to 2, I think. But they ended up blowing it at the end, losing by 4.
Disgusting.
Who just brought that up? Why is that being brought up?
Because
Providence, Sean Patrick.
Sean was at the game.
My big question is about the Super Bowl. When will Joe Burrow get back to his Super Bowl again?
They upgrade the offensive line and they keep the front 7 of that defense, I think, relatively shortly.
But
that's hard.
what,
That's easier
surely,
said than
You got
done.
the Chiefs. You got the Bills.
Chiefs
and
are
shit,
dead.
You got the Pats.
Pats are
You got
way
their
dead.
ones.
They
Pats are very alive. Chiefs are dead.
I feel
that.
bad that the fucking Bengals didn't win just for the terrible parade. Jesus. LA is a shit city now.
If we-
That parade was
If
disgusting.
we put up flyers for a parade on Hancock Street, we'd have more people. Like if we did it tomorrow.
I think we might.
That is
Cincinnati would have been
legitimate.
electric.
If the Quincy Cannons, when they won, let us have a fucking real parade, we would have outshone
100%.
If I got that mobile
100%.
sauna, the pub
You're
would
never gonna get that mobile sauna you've been talking about for 5 years.
It's not my
now.
fault.
It's not gonna happen.
The guy called me literally.
Not gonna happen.
Guy called me 2 weeks ago asking if I want to get in business with him still, but
Who's
talking nonsense.
Who's this mobile sauna?
Relatively sounds like
Craig,
it's your fault.
we'll get him on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll figure that out in due time. But we had Odell first touchdown. T. Higgins
Nailed
was a
it.
prop warrior. Yeah. I think that was like the third
T.
time
Higgins,
this year.
You knew like a secondary receiver on Cincy had to ball out to have an opportunity at this game, and I think if they going into the game, I'm like, if a secondary receiver balls out for the Bengals, they're going to win this game. Fortunately, they did it, but T. Higgins had the most yards. Big shout out to John from Quincy as he won that prop bet, as he had 4 receptions for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the track there, I see this Bengals team, and there's a lot of competition in the AFC. I just, as a guy who's hated on Matt Stafford his whole career, couldn't be more happy for him. Pushed a girl who broke her spine the
Yeah,
other
what did you
day.
think
That
about
was a
that?
tough scene.
He's paying that bill. He's paying
Yeah,
that
he's
bill.
paying the bill.
Breaking news.
And okay, he didn't push him. I just kind of want to throw the dirt on.
That's
where it
horse
is,
shit, though. He literally is drinking at his fucking Super Bowl parade, and the girl falls off the stage, and he has to pay the medical bills now because he just turned around and was like,
least
"I don't
be
want
an
to.
athlete.
I don't want to deal with
Dude,
it."
he did just look over there and just be like,
Her spine would have still been fucked up even if he did jump down there.
I mean, yeah, it was all over in that respect. It definitely
I'm a huge believer in that. Like, if you're like Dog's dead, and I'm at work, don't call me. Wait till I'm home. I can't change the fact that the dog died at us. You know what I mean?
What did you think about him
was
sipping
tough
on the
breaks.
Don Julio Don Julio 1942.
What about it?
He was just sipping on it. I don't know.
Why not him? He won the Super Bowl, dude.
More
After-
That was a little Joey Burrow-esque.
I'm
13
more Class A.
That's
Zoo
Tom
kinda guy.
Brady. Yes, that's what Tom Brady did last year. That's why he threw a Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah.
In the middle of Tampa Bay.
You put me in
Best Tom Brady moment ever.
You put me
When
13
that guy's
years in
leading them
Detroit,
out,
dude.
When he's fucking
I'm getting
wasted,
fucked
the guy's
up.
dragging him.
Super Bowl halftime show. I loved it.
Wow.
Do you think the prop bet? This is my like.
I think it would have been Dre.
Do you think
Dre
it's
was
no?
showing
Do you think
first.
it's yes though? The Snoop Dogg smoking a blunt.
Yes.
A picture was leaked, yeah.
Yeah.
That
No.
counts.
The leaked picture. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
You think it
100%.
counts 100%? Okay.
He was
that's-
on stage.
No,
That's-
because there is
he's
questioning.
smoking
There
weed.
is questioning that, like
For
whether
sure.
you want to or not. I didn't have a chance. My book did not have that prop bet, so I didn't do it. Otherwise, I would have hammered it.
I mean, hitting a blunt is smoking weed.
The best part is there's
what else do you want?
basically an animated house in the middle of the 50-yard line at the Super Bowl, and you hid in there to smoke a blunt. Like that's that.
They probably made the house.
Hear
so they
that
could smoke a
statement.
blunt.
Hear that statement. That's
Yeah.
50 Cent stole the show.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
intense. I didn't, because
I heard
no one knew
rumors he was
going to
show. I was like, no chance.
That was
But
so
boy,
funny.
did he show up
all the
looking
memes
big.
that, all the memes that came from that were
$1.25,
fucking
dollar.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I mean, that's too easy to blame on him. My favorite, honestly, of the night was the whole Kendrick Lamar thing. I think he killed
I
it.
thought you were
Of
gonna say
course.
Mary J. Blige, but yeah, that was the greatest
I love
halftime
you- I love
show of
you.
all
If you
time.
said Mary J was your favorite, you're
I
a
love- She was kinda
feminist or
ripping it.
something.
She
I
was
love
kinda
me some
ripping it.
Mary.
She was
I didn't know a single song she was singing. No lie.
No, but that whole like
Or offense.
cinematography, whatever the hell you call it, with the guys with Kendrick Lamar, like that was wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
He
wild.
always delivers. He was looking
Yeah,
like a
he's
million
he's one of
bucks.
the greatest
great.
artists of all time.
Snoop and Dre with Still Dre. That was I
was
like that.
good.
I like that wrap up.
Eminem, are you fucking shitting me?
That
Came
that
out
was
with-
great
Speaking
too.
of till like collapse, I thought Dr. Dre was gonna like collapse at some point on stage.
Yeah, Eminem got shortchanged a little bit. Only getting
Yeah,
one
you
song.
can only you got to spread all the love to everyone who's participating in the event.
No,
don't
I was
know.
saying
It-
that crew's got to go on tour.
He's
Like
like the
that's a
only-
must see fucking concert.
He's
No,
also
that's
the
so
only one that
expensive.
wasn't like LA.
tickets for
Yeah.
that.
The
would
rest
be
of them
lit.
are all LA.
That's
Well,
right.
it made sense because I mean, well, I guess. Do you think that's what they were looking at? Because Matt Stafford played in Detroit. No, They
No,
can't-
no,
that-
they did
I
it because
think-
it's Dre.
I think it
It's
went
Dre's
Dre
guy.
and like Eminem is like Dre's guy.
So let me ask you this: so if just say it's like a 30-0 blowout at halftime, do you think they let him go? You think they let him go for a couple more songs? Had to.
Maybe,
Probably,
yeah.
yeah,
Have
I'd
to.
say so.
Yeah, if this Super Bowl sucks, we're letting you guys
Yeah.
go an hour. We need
Yeah.
people to stick around,
Anyone like
and they would have.
who's like an average football fan watching the halftime show is like, it ended so soon. It's like, no, that's actually how long it is. You just no one wanted that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you never really have someone that you actually want to listen to go for like an
Yeah,
hour.
I'm usually watching fucking
when
Lady Gaga like fall out
And
of
when,
the sky.
and when you're there
Not
too,
giving
it's
a
also
fuck.
longer. They do a TV edit, so it makes it shorter. When you're in person, that the songs go a little bit longer, and there's like stages in between where they're like moving shit around.
It was
Oh yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Like they moved the house onto
yeah,
the field.
yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
Yeah. There's stuff like
it being in LA and everything too. It was a cool moment, cool
Sick
halftime
moment.
show.
Even
cool,
the floor.
cool winners.
I was like Compton as like the neighborhood like underneath the stage, like the whole entire like setting of it. That was sick.
Put your money on Arizona now. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Super Bowl's there next year, I
Back to
believe.
back. Not with the little midget boy who's complaining about.
I'm
his
just saying
team.
that's two back to back already. At
Kyler
home.
Murray's taller
They
than
could
you,
do
Adam.
it. I could see the Cardinals doing it.
By a mile. By a
you.
mile.
Yeah, he's a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
can't call him a midget.
Yeah, dunk on his ass. What are you talking about, boy?
Got to get him on the pod and discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to go back to back. Need him in person.
Three-peat? No way.
Why? Who won last year? Oh yeah,
Tampa.
Tampa and Tampa. Oh yeah, shit.
Tampa and Tampa, LA and LA, Arizona and Arizona.
three-peat?
No.
Calling it now.
All right, put your money down. Put your money where your mouth is.
I'll bet it with
I'll
a
be
bookie.
in Arizona pretty soon. Good stuff.
Speaking of Arizona, Waste Management, great
Ooh.
fucking
Yeah,
hockey.
Is that
golf
Mike?
tournament.
Is that Mike live, Justin? Can we get a little report on what happened
how'd it
for
go?
you?
So our producer, who's the head of everything, love you, Justin,
See ya.
was at the Waste Management Classic last week with golf. Just a little synopsis on what happened over there.
Honestly, yeah. So I would say it's definitely the event if you're not a golf fan to go to because it's just overall a great experience. Like it's a lot of fun. You don't have to pay attention to golf, and if you love golf, it's just got to be a bonus.
The location's sick.
Location's sick. This particular event, it happened to have, I guess, the best golf field in like the last like 10 years or something like that. Like even better than the Masters of last year, something crazy. So it was incredible. The atmosphere was electric. The weather was crazy.
How hot? How warm was it?
It was hot, but it was nice. It wasn't like
very
too.
dry.
It wasn't too hot. And I just gotta say one thing that was super cool. Everyone keeps asking me, "Did you see the hole in ones?" The
Sam
hole-in-ones?
Ryder? Yeah.
Sam Ryder, and then Ortiz on Sunday. So there were 2 hole in ones.
Oh, really?
One thing that I thought was really
missed that.
cool. If you're not a golf fan out there, you can probably at least appreciate. Like the irony of this is that the 16th hole in the Waste Management Open is notorious for being like a big party, right? It's like the way it's shaped, everything. It's people line up there at 2, 3 in the morning to get in line for the 16th hole. And so it just so happened that there were 2 hole-in-ones hit in the same tournament by 2 different people, both on the 16th hole, which is like ridiculous.
Let's
So
ride.
It was an absolute party. We watched the
was
video in here before.
Yeah, that scene was sick. That looked unreal.
Great time though. Overall, I think anyone should go.
Shout out to Scrambled.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Did the Scramble
Scrambled.
boys record out there? Did that end up getting done, or went too
We
wasted?
brought all the equipment out there, and nothing actually got recorded. So it was great in theory.
That's how it happens.
Great idea in theory.
It was great in
That's-
theory in
that's why-
Miami too, and then
From
we
the
were
s-
like, no, can't show any of
That's
this.
why we need those mobile setups with those lavalier mics. That's what I've been saying forever. Like we need a more mobile unit. But we'll
Trust
figure
me, it was
out.
no
Sauna.
lack of equipment. I brought everything down.
Did you bring it into
There were other factors at
Lack
play.
of sobriety, soberness, probably.
But big,
16th
big
hole.
shout out to
How
the
bad you
Scramble,
want it?
Andy Rogantino, they get it done.
Yeah, always.
Good stuff. Moving on, since we're pretty football heavy around football time, we're transitioning more into the basketball, hockey world, MMA, boxing. With Ryan Roach coming on tonight. But the Celtics are on a tear. Despite their shitty loss last night to the Detroit Pistons, have won 9 of the last 10. I think it's about 16 in the last 19 games, sitting 34-26 to the number 6 seed. They've been playing sensational basketball, and I didn't think we'll see how it goes. But Derek White, who came from San Antonio with a trade for Josh Richardson, has been quite not even surprised, but has fit in right away. You could even tell the first game they played with each other, I think against the Hawks last Sunday, Ime Udoka had the confidence to put him in late game because if you don't know enough basketball, if you don't know the background, so Derek White used to play for Ime Udoka as he was assistant coach for San Antonio, like 2-3 years ago in the Olympic qualifiers. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Derek White were all on Team USA. So they all have that chemistry. So I didn't really understand that too much around the trade deadline. Wow, that was tough. Last week,
Bounce back.
but it's starting to come in fruition with the basically a 48 piece against Philly, who's I know they didn't have James Harden, but a top tier team, a team that's right in front of you now, only a game and a half back behind the 5 spot. Steele, the Celtics are booming at the right time. Not saying that they're gonna win a championship or anything, but it's better than the suckiness we've seen from the last 365 days.
This is exactly this is why we were so hostile towards them and all that stuff, was because this is kind of the team we were this was what was supposed to happen. This was supposed to be a competitive team, great defense. The Jays lead them in points and everything, and they're going to be right up there at the end. Will they win the championship? I can't really say that, but it should have been a fun basketball
I can say
season.
that,
yeah, no. But
chance.
it should have been a fun basketball season.
Nice
We shouldn't be a meandering 500 team. That's not how it should have won. They won. I think they were the first team in NBA history to win 3 road games in a row by 30
Yeah,
points.
30 points. Yeah.
And in between those two were 2 wins over Denver and Atlanta, 2 quality teams. So they were on fire, beating actual good teams,
And they
not
haven't
just
beat
scrubs.
Denver and Atlanta a lot in the past. They got the shit done last week.
Absolutely. And,
They're definitely they're watchable now. That race looks like it's gonna be a solid race the rest of the year.
and especially when it comes to the 76ers.
1 through 8, who knows how that's gonna end up end of year.
Beating them by 50 or whatever, James Harden doesn't
No.
fix that.
Oh.
You don't think?
James Harden, dude, you lose
James
by
Harden might make that worse.
yeah, you lose by 35. That's all that changes
If
if
we
you had
wanna
James
go
Harden. He's
all
the
on
worst
the-
defensive player in the league.
You know how games like that go and it's going that bad. You just fucking
Oh yeah, and
mail it in.
he'd
Oh.
tank either. They probably lose by 70. You're right. They lose by worse.
We'll get back on the
Like-
Celtics, but if you want to go all NBA on the conversation, I think the Brooklyn Nets absolutely fleeced the Sixers on that trade. I think James Harden is probably a 30-point per game scorer, but is he a winner? No chance in hell. You fleeced the Philadelphia 76ers of Seth Curry, who's been a predominant good starting point guard,
Solid
who's
player.
going to be your
Solid
backup
player.
point guard because who you bring in is a number 2 and Ben Simmons, who, not the best shooter, but he doesn't have to shoot if he's distributing the ball to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. You kidding me? And then Andre Drummond, who's going to be a perfect guy to fit in that backup 5 role. Well, all they're getting on the back end of it is just one guy, James Harden. Not to mention the Sixers gave away 2 first-round picks. I know those picks are probably going to be low in the draft.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't really matter.
One player, I don't think is going to make a difference. Oh, it's cool. They can sit. The only thing I've heard from these ESPN people or even on talk radio is, you're going to see that pick and roll between Joel Embiid and James Harden. Sick, dude. Where's the defense? Yeah, you'll see the blocking from Joel Embiid. But I would take right now, I would take the Boston Celtics over the Philadelphia 76ers.
It's about
in a
fucking
7-game
time.
series.
About time.
I would.
5.
It doesn't.
I would.
5.
Any team on here, I would take Chicago over them. I would take Miami over them. I would take probably the Bucks in 4.
The Celtics always beat the Sixers. That is just a fact. That's a fact.
Since they've become the Embiid Simmons Sixers, I have had zero respect for that team.
Yeah, no.
Zero.
And now
And it's worked.
Yeah.
like they've kicked their ass year in year. Like even Joel was like, it's not a rivalry. They just beat the piss out of
And
us.
it's crazy to see, unless the Brooklyn Nets come back with the vengeance, and I see that happening. I see them honestly going to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. This conference is wide open. I'm not saying the Celtics could beat all these teams in a series, but I'm saying, the Bulls, the Heat, the Cavs, the Sixers, the Raptors, they all have a great chance for us. The only teams that I'm like, no way, if they're fully healthy and fully staffed, are the Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks. I think
agree.
Giannis is a man on an absolute mission to
Bulls?
go back-to-back.
Bulls.
No, Bulls. I would take. Well, I'm not saying the Celtics would win that, but it would be a very competitive series.
Fair.
I'm not
DeRozan and Zach
Yeah.
LaVine, we could fight
Easily.
with them. That would definitely.
No,
be a
I'm
thing.
waiting for the moment where Jason Tatum solidifies himself as a top 5 player in this league, and for Jaylen Brown to solidify himself as I'd say top 15 player, because that's where they belong.
We're all waiting.
Eastern Conference Finals. We take down the Bucks. That's where it is. See you then.
We have so many missed opportunities when it comes to the playoffs. Like you're
it
saying, what you get
sucks.
mad about is our potential and how much skill we have on paper. We're the youngest, most talented, most edgy team that can make the points, make these shots, play the defense, fucking absolutely want it, diving for balls, going for out of place, and then just comes to the playoffs and I don't know, just sometimes it just doesn't click.
Yeah.
Especially when you talked about we used to lose to the who are you saying lose to the
LeBron.
Suns? No, Suns and the
Suns.
and the Nuggets
Suns.
during the regular season, they
Yeah,
play
yeah.
more team positional playing games. Instead of one person outshining the other, where you can have more of these one-on-one breakdowns. It's a lot like Jokic. It's one person, but he plays a lot of team style play. So we're not.
Oh, yeah,
everyone's
he's all
clicking
over
at
the
same
place,
time.
yeah.
Same thing when we're playing the 76ers. They're relying on Joel Embiid. They're relying on Ben Simmons. They're relying on these single players. So we can shut that down and then play our good defensive play we usually do. But once a team starts clicking, it's kind of hard to.
Or they got
us to
Giannis.
win. Giannis,
Or they got
watching him
Giannis.
in person is the coolest person to ever watch play basketball. It's absolutely fucking crazy.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's
He is a
Oh,
freak.
it's incredible.
It's 4 steps and he's down the court and he's dunking the ball and you're like, what?
You think it's cheating? You honestly think it's
Dude,
cheating?
it's fucked up.
Like
There's
that
no-
guy had to have
But
traveled.
then you go back and he took 3 steps, but it was the
1,
whole
2,
court.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
court. There's no way to defend it. If you were to even
yeah.
set a pick, he could from the free throw line, you'd have to literally be there already, and then he would just jump over you and
Yeah.
it's fucking insane. I
That's
love
why
that
if the
player.
Boston Celtics can have any success, it's
Oh my
it's
God.
about the 2 J's. Don't get me wrong, but Rob Williams is going to be an important piece down the stretch.
100%.
The teams,
He's looking good too.
The teams that are in contention have big men.
yeah,
Joel
100%.
Embiid, big men. I know Giannis Antetokounmpo can play it all, but he's considered a big man at least on the offensive side of the floor. Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls, they're kind of
wow you. They got
teams
some big
that
players.
they don't wow you exactly. And from what you were speaking in past history of the Boston Celtics and them getting eliminated, outside of LeBron ending them every single year. It was only the Miami Heat who took them in the bubble. If they can avoid Milwaukee, if they can avoid Brooklyn, which honestly, if they sat in the position maybe at 5, I think they'd be looking pretty good right now. I think 5 seed is where you need to be. You do not want to get in this play-in game shit with
No, definitely not.
because 1-2, but just avoid Milwaukee. At least the high ceiling for this team should be right now is winning a playoff series
Right.
because that's what they didn't do that last year. They haven't, besides the last 15 games, they haven't really wowed you with anything besides, I think they have great talent. Anyone can say, oh, this team, sucks. You can say no reason or whatever, but I think they do have tremendous talent. And I'm not talking about, Marcus Smart on the offensive end or anything where I heard that on the radio today. He was in the, elevator with Cedric Maxwell, who's, a Celtics Hall of Famer and does the play-by-play, and he was in the elevator with Marcus Smart, and Cedric was just like, you guys have been on a roll, and Marcus said, yeah, you started giving me the ball. They started giving me the ball. And you know how laughable that is? You know how funny? Like, that is comedy. That guy.
Maybe it was a joke.
It sucks.
No, it was not.
He might have been joking.
He was playing the best basketball of his career, and I'm glad that injury isn't as bad when he went down. He looked toast.
I will not.
He looked toast, and I was
to negate what I just said there. I will give him credit. He's a big part of what this team does well.
You flip flop on Marcus.
No. But I'm not.
The Boston
I'll never flip.
No, you'll never flip on his hustle. Yes, I know.
I'll never flip on the hustle and defensive side. I'll never flip on anything because I'll always have that defensive and hustle side because I'll never flip on his offensive input, and it shouldn't be too much. It should be just enough.
So let's hope he was joking to Cedric.
Him and Derek White have Derek White statistically box score wise is legitimately Marcus Smart.
Yeah, and that's
he was 12, 6, 6, 2, 2, 2. It was the same.
And it makes Marcus Smart expendable because we still have White for the next 3 years or something.
I do not know his contract.
And how about, did you watch? I didn't watch really too much of the game.
I'd rather the heart and soul than the numbers, though.
I had to work, but actually, no, I watched the Sixers game Daniel Tice played. Did it seem like he even skipped a beat?
No. Tice basically said, I went there and just, waited to come back to Boston.
Yeah.
He basically said, that sucked.
Oh, shit, Daniel Tice is back. Yeah. Was he hurt? Was he hurt the last 82 games? Yeah.
He was out with COVID.
Yeah.
Exactly, but a long stage of COVID.
Long-term
COVID. Longer.
Great stuff,
They need more streaks. More streaks.
No, you needed that because...
couple more 7-game, 8-game win streaks like that. They'll be looking sexy.
Shoot for 5, and then we'll progress.
The Bruins aren't on the agenda tonight, but it's very promising. You see a team from Boston after the football season, give you some type of confidence going in the postseason. Because with the Bruins, with Bergeron hurt, he's returning probably this weekend.
Back tonight.
And March back tonight. There we go. And march on out for a couple more games.
Yeah.
It's been tough to see that roster. It's been tough to see that roster and our guy Swayman, who we're gonna see again on these microphones. I know it's gonna happen.
Coming soon, baby.
Believe.
Yeah, you gotta believe in that team because they need to make some moves at the deadline. But we'll talk about hockey now, which was a huge game Monday night in the Bean Pod at the TD Garden. I caught, I think, the second and third period, which is all you really need to see after a 1-0 win. BU, Justin Peterson, right?
Dylan Peterson.
Dylan Peterson, game-winning goal. Last 3 minutes of the game. Steele, you watched the whole game. Give me the analysis, man.
Hell of a goal. Biggest save. So with the back 2 periods, the biggest thing anyone would have missed the first period was basically a Michael Ryder save from one of the defensemen from BU.
Oh, booyah.
He was absolutely the goalie, other side of the net. Guy got the rebound, just looking at an open net. Defenseman dived right in front, saved it. So that was the big part of them. An overall electric game. It was so tough going into the third because the last Bean Pot, they skipped a year because of COVID. Northeastern won their 3rd year in a row, beat BU in double overtime. BU outplayed them this entire game. They outshot them by 10 shots, I think, 29-19, but a bunch of block shots. It was much higher than that. And goalie for Northeastern was amazing. But this year, it would have gone to a shootout instead of double OT. And the entire game screamed BU kicking their ass all game and losing a shootout. I was like, that's going to fucking happen. This sucks. I was so pissed watching the whole thing.
Well, what's his name? I saw the Northeastern goalie had 79 saves on 81 shots, something like that.
Unbelievable in this tournament.
He was tremendous.
That's crazy.
TJ Septim Felter. Wild name. Name barely fit on the jersey.
I think they're both teams in the top 15 in the NCAA, so hopefully they both sneak in there.
Yes, and it was a hell of a goal.
I just think
one time, it's the only way you could beat them.
Oh yeah, I just think the really cool moment of it. Your point was not seeing this last year, not seeing those fans in the stands with the BU, because sure, the games are epic. The games are awesome. But the fans in the stands were the Northeastern fan base with the BU fan base, or even, we've seen in the past decade, it's usually BC. Not recently, last 4 years. Honestly, Northeastern's been in the last 4 years. But the BC-BU rivalry, you see those fans going at it back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Really a cool sight to see. And if you haven't been to a Beanpot game yet, I suggest next year of going because that's an electric
Must
time.
do. Like, you got to get to a Beanpot game. It is electric.
Especially with Boston sports coming back, like you said, having everyone back in the stands, like it's only going to get better. I feel like games are rowdier, like people coming back, having that break, like admiring not being in those stands. Like now, even that golf tournament, like guys throwing the beers on the fucking green, and having a 30-minute delay. Like, yeah, people are just going nuts. So next year's going to be a good time. But yeah, I wanted to go this year to the Beanpot, didn't make it, but.
It's all right. This next
back.
year.
Be back.
Another
We're back,
part of
baby.
that like wasn't in that game. BC has lost 12 in a row. Fuck them. For all of our BC listeners out there.
Another thing too, I want to touch about hockey before we switch the subject. The Winter Classic was announced a couple weeks back that it's going to be at Fenway. I think New Year's this upcoming year.
Yes.
So I don't know who they're playing yet, but that seems like a great time to go.
And I forget who's playing there before. Obviously, like a couple college teams.
No, they
played
get high
before,
school
yeah.
and college there, yeah.
I think I forget. I saw something. Someone random's playing there randomly.
I
and
think
was like,
usually like it's either like Bentley or like Babson play there. Like usually when it's at Fenway.
forget who.
But I do not know. Like I do not know this.
Either way,
guy.
it's,
Look into it.
it's
I'll
always a good
update you on
time.
that.
Hopefully they don't get the what was that, the Denver treatment or wherever it was, or Chicago.
When it was snowing.
Well, it was like 0 degrees. I remember, shout out Grinelli from Spittin' Chicklets, but he Snapchatted his beer just like froze as soon as he got it.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
The worst is too because it's
tough.
outside and it snows and they have to send the shovels out every like 5 minutes
Yeah.
because there's like inches of snow on the ice.
I
Like,
think I'd rather snow than cold, dude. Cold, dude, you can't
you
even
won't
like.
mop. You won't mop. You
No,
fucking
but you can't
sweat
hide
and shit.
anywhere. You can't hide anywhere.
Hide in the
It's my
fucking
hell.
net. Bury some deep. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Sneak in some nips, dude. Grow up.
Yeah. You ever heard of a fucking
Fuck outta here.
schnapps and hot chocolate?
Yeah, fuck outta
I'm
here.
talking about the players for us. Like,
Dude,
what?
they're going
Oh,
100
yeah, they're
miles
playing
an hour,
hockey, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about us.
How about the fourth line grinders?
I'm worried
that
about
get
my
up there
beer
once a
freezer.
period?
Guess what? Be better.
Yeah. Side note: Dylan Peters.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, oh yeah, fuck you. Yeah, I'd still be in warm-ups because we just played the JV game before the fucking real game.
I actually got your heat on.
Yes, I'd have the heater on, flipping you guys off on with your girlfriends in the stands, all right?
There we go.
Bag.
That's a
CJ's from
3-0.
CJ's from
Let's get a debate going here. Let's switch the subjects.
What
We've
debate-
been
what
wanting to do a
debate do you
debate
want?
between us for weeks. Pick your side and defend.
Honestly-
Kanye West or Pete Davidson.
Oh fuck! You know who I'm on, and I know
it's a
you're
big
on.
subject this week.
You're a clown just like Pete, so I'm definitely Team Yay.
Fuck. Well, I didn't want to pick Pete, but can we both be?
No, no,
I'll-
no, no,
all right, I'll defend him.
All
I'll
right.
defend this fucking jackass.
How are you gonna defend that scumbag?
Scumbag.
Scumbag. He sent a picture of himself with Ariana Grande
He's
and
a
Mac
t-
Miller, knowing he
I
was
know
depressed.
that's already so not defendable. I don't.
No, let's just shit on
No,
Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
Fuck
no,
him.
no, no. Honestly, yeah,
Yeah, that guy
Magic. You
sucks.
can't defend this
You're
guy.
making me defend a guy who did that to Mac, who I love, and he's doing this to my guy Ye, who I love.
I would rather.
And he's doing God knows what, probably not even fucking Kim, so fuck him. I don't know what he's doing.
I'd rather defend Osama bin Laden than fucking Pete Davidson. That guy's just fucking scumbag.
I'd
dude.
go, yeah.
That butthole fucking looking
Skeet.
scumbag.
His
fucking
new name's Skeet Davidson.
Swindling. If you're fucking around with married women, you're a fucking scumbag. That's like literally rule number one.
Well, technically, I mean, they're married, but
Now,
technically
fuck outta
bullshit.
here.
You
Yeah,
one
we
of those
gotta-
fucking guys? Because
Yeah.
you're gonna get a fucking
All right,
38.
you
that
Fine
throw
print,
one down.
motherfucker.
here's a better,
literally.
here's a better debate.
They were on a break. All right, no, we'll fucking debate. If you watch
No, I have a
Euphoria,
new
you're
one.
literally Cassie, and I'm fucking Maddie.
Yeah,
you're like,
good stuff.
You're like, my boyfriend. And you guys are broken up for 3
I'm
weeks.
Cassie?
Yeah, you're
All right,
Cassie.
at least I have the best tits in the world.
Amen, brother.
First of all,
yeah,
just,
I
just-
win. I win.
First of all, just because they're bigger doesn't mean they're nicer. I would take Maddie's tits over Cassie's tits all day.
That's
You're nuts.
Oh
That
my
is-
God. You should leave right now.
No, you're not in this debate. Matt Steele, whose side are you on?
Hey, don't watch you.
I'm the outside commentator.
You know what?
No, not a
Guess
watcher.
what? She's a
We
home.
can turn it into a
She's a
Euphoria
home
thing.
wrecking whore too.
A new debate. will Kanye kill Pete Davidson? Or like, how does this end? Celebrity boxing match?
Celebrity death match? Are we bringing it back?
Dude, yeah. Wait,
Like,
time
what
out.
is going to happen?
Can I ask something
Kanye's
quick?
losing it.
Can I ask something quick?
No, he's not.
Like, how's Kid Cudi involved with like?
He just was in a picture with Pete Davidson, and
Yeah, that was
he's
done.
done.
And
Yeah,
Kanye
he's done.
crossed out Pete in the picture, and I don't. Maybe Kid Cudi said like,
he
"Why'd
made
you
a
do that?"
resurgence because Joe Burrow was just like, "That's my guy," and I am a bit. I like Kid Cudi. I like the soundtrack to my life.
I saw a video of
Well,
Kid Cudi
Kanye
performing
doesn't
day and
anymore.
night at
Yeah, and Joe Burrow's in the
Joe
background,
Burrow
yeah.
like loser after party. Like that's a tough song to get hyped. I don't know.
He's depressed, dude.
I hope
Everybody brings it up.
I hope Joe Burrow
Vibing.
smoked a fat blunt and was just like, I still got
Yeah.
the swag. I'm still gonna fuck Matt Stafford's girl tonight.
Oh boy,
Is he married or anything?
he's married.
Absolute
You're a
smoke show.
scumbag.
Yeah.
Wait, did anyone see the picture of supposedly Kanye dressed as the bush outside of Kim's house?
No.
Is that
I
it?
love that, though. It
Yeah.
was him.
Yeah,
It was him.
No.
It was
I
him.
saw a picture. It's just a bush just fucking outside of Kim's house.
Kanye's-
And it's like running
Now,
away.
he lived across the street, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But he explains in a song. He's like, "What's the point of being rich if I don't just buy the house next to my ex-wife?"
I couldn't agree more. He's doing it everything right.
Yeah,
right
that
now.
bush just gets closer,
It's
like
like-
1 inch every night,
Well,
like
he's got
just a
his kids
little
there
closer.
too, right?
Yeah,
Hey.
the kids are going to be traumatized for life. That's a fact.
Well, one of the
They were
they're-
naturally, yeah.
one
They
of
just
the
but
like-
their mother's a fucking
One of the
basically a
kids'
porn
name is
star.
North, right? Like North.
Yeah,
North and
Northwest
Saint.
and then Saint. Yeah, but the one of the
Kanye's
big,
doing this
one
all
of-
for Jesus.
One of the
so-
big controversies is that because his daughter is using Vine or TikTok with Kim, and he's like, dude, I don't want my daughter on the internet. I'm pretty sure you have to be a certain age to be on this app anyway.
Makes sense.
Unless you have a parent consent. So it's literally called like Kim and North's TikTok. So she can like is allowed to have one. So she's like going like against him on purpose, which I feel like is fucked up, which I wouldn't want either. Like, especially on the internet where it's a fucked up fucking negative place.
Yeah.
It's not a place for men for children.
Get off your phones,
Yeah,
people.
so
Let's
that's
go.
what I mean. Like, how are you saying Kanye's going insane?
I gotta,
so you're in.
I gotta go get the guest. I'm Team Kanye no matter what. I don't care what he
Well,
does.
just wrap it up here.
There's
I'm Team
really
Kanye.
nothing that Kanye could do that would make me be like, I don't love him.
Folks, want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for Ryan Roach for coming on the show and Hedge Better for making this all possible. Big shout out to Slide Edge Fitness and Performance and Braintree Granite Links Golf Club for making this happen. Big shout out to Justin over there too. You do a great job over there.
Thank you.
Thanks for your input tonight on golf. That was good stuff.
No, I appreciate you guys. You guys are always hustling, crushing it, and happy to have you guys here.
Glad to have you back.
Big
safe and
live
sound.
show coming. Big live show
Big live
coming. Make
show.
sure you guys
See you
all
there.
come out.
They heard in the intro. They'll make it happen. That's all from Steele Nazz. Be safe out there. Have a day.